If federal workers' comp is so fair, why does everybody have so much trouble? Federal workers' comp is not occupational medicine, although I'm a professor of occupational medicine. That's not the expertise you need. You need to be an expert in legal medicine. 50% of litigation requires a white coat, a doctor's opinion. And all we learn in medical school about legal medicine is that lawyers don't go to heaven. The biggest complaint I hear from federal workers, I can't find a doctor, I can't find a hospital that'll even see me. Doctors and hospitals do not know how to get paid. Although federal workers' comp pays better than any system, they don't know how to get paid. They don't know how to fill out forms. Federal workers and their supervisors have no training in federal workers' compensation. This is a form in federal workers' comp. It's called a CA-16, Authorization for Examination and Treatment. It's required by law. If you have an acute injury, the supervisor has to give it to the employee. They can check a box they disagree, but everybody gets paid. Every medical provider, hospital, clinic, surgeon gets paid. Now, if, say a year later they decide it's not work-related, everybody gets paid till that point in time. And guess what? The federal government doesn't give them out, even though it's criminal law, fine, imprisonment, or both if you don't. No one knows what to do. The doctor's got to be a lawyer first, and then a doctor, or otherwise someone's going to be hurt. Many large hospitals and clinics have tried federal workers' comp, and they've failed. Worse than they failed, they've hurt patients. For instance, a hospital tried to do federal workers' comp for 2 years. They fell on their face. I saw the types of reports they put out. I saw the type of schedule wards or impairment ratings they did. They can't do it. They now know how to follow the regulations needed in the Federal Employment Compensation Act and the Office of Workers' Compensation Procedures. You got to be a lawyer in this stuff. This sick doctor from Oklahoma, through 50 years of training, has learned how to do this. I have all the systems. We always get paid. We always win. I've been doing seminars on federal workers' comp and VA disability since 2004 all across the United States for federal unions and for hospitals. Let's say it takes a year to get a claim finally accepted. They finally give up and obey the law that they're supposed to obey. We know how to retroactively go back in time and bill for all those services. We're going to get you taken care of. We're going to get you paid and us paid. I had a patient, paid an attorney $11,000. Nothing happened for a year and a half. Little conference sets, my paralegal and myself, we have this done, we have a report, and in a month he's getting 75% of his pay tax-free, and we're getting paid for all the services we rendered. The reason we always win, the reason we always get paid, is that the federal workers' compensation law is ridiculously fair if you know the law and all the procedures. It's supposed to be non-adversarial administrative law, but no one applies it that way. And therefore, everybody gets screwed. The VA, which is very important in federal, because about 30% of federal employees are veterans, its law is just as fair as federal, but no one knows the law. Had a general come in. I was a flight surgeon in the Army. A general come in. Doc, we're getting more complaints about you than the other doctors in this section. You're finding more disability on the exit physicals. General, did you get a call from Washington? Have you read the VA law? General, I didn't keep notes in medical school. I read the law. The law is ridiculously fair. I apply it correctly. But what's happening here is Top Sergeant is telling these kids that if you file for anything, I'm going to keep you an extra week. So I have to overcome that lie. Federal workers' comp and the VA laws are procedures and regulations. All the case law says that obviously Congress realized the individual, either federal employee or veteran, is taking on the whole federal government. Therefore, the veteran or the federal employee always wins, but no one knows the law. We apply the law fairly and correctly like it was written, and that's why we always win. We have all the systems, all the procedures, all the forms ready to go. It's ready for this sewing machine we've developed here, this widget we've developed here, to go national. Federal workers' comp and VA is all white coat, and that's the problem. White coat people are not trained in this. They don't want to be trained in it. They don't like the scut work. They don't like to do all the little nuances that have to be done. Well, that's what's needed by the patient. If you got a cancer, cut it out. If you have someone that needs something, you produce the results that heals them. Doctors are not trained in legal medicine. Therefore, federal workers' comp and veterans do not get impairment ratings, do not get paid, don't get their salaries, and doctors hurt them. We have a very well-defined process that gets us from point A to point B. The final product that we produce is that medical report. We now have that refined. It can be taught and it can be done by mid-level people. I've been doing legal medicine since the 70s. I fell into it, but all that experience and training, which no one has, I'm now the book. I'm now the residency. I need to take what I know and share it so that my patients can be taken care of. I have all the systems and all the procedures, and I have the training and knowledge that no one has. I may not be any good, I'm just the only one. People come from all over the world. This is legal medicine. See all these little certificates? It's all on my curriculum vitae on Ellis Clinic. That's legal medicine, legal medicine. This is legal medicine, legal medicine, legal medicine. And this is just medical, like normal people, like normal doctors. The success for this system that no one else understands is that we're a clearinghouse. Everything has to come into the mothership to be reviewed and sent out. If you let anybody else do it, they will screw it up. All right? So you doctors and clinics and hospitals, you do your medical, we will take it and turn it into medical legal and get it through federal workers' comp or the VA system, whichever you need, and get it taken care of. You do not have to learn how to ride a horse if you've never ridden a horse. We've got the horse, we've got the systems, we can do it. It's taken me 15 years to develop this process, to learn the system, to learn legal medicine, to be successful against the federal government. Always successful against the federal government. That's not going to be taught in one day. I've got all the systems, all the protocols, and all that's ready to go. That's ready to be digitized. I'm looking for business expertise to take this to the next level.